Roko. Let's open this up, viewers. This is an important matter. It's an important case. The Enforcement Directorate has the onus now to prove its case against Mr. Kejriwal. And let's bring in, first things first, the BJP national spokesperson, Mr. Ajay Alok. Mr. Alok, what we witnessed today in court is Mr. Kejriwal taking the stand himself, defending himself and making revelations which point towards, in his words, witness fixing. How do you respond to this charge? I've read out certain events that took place and the chronology of those events.
See, this heroic was being planned since yesterday when Sunita Kejriwal announced in the court, announced on sitting on the CM chair that Kejriwal is going to do something big tomorrow in the court. So everybody was anticipating some kind of dramatics was going to follow. So all those theatrics and dramatics continued in the court, that in spite of having a battery of lawyers, he decided to argue for himself. And instead of giving a particular answer about the evidences that ED have gathered, that more than 15,000 pages of documentary evidence, and he's not been cooperating at all. That's what the ED lawyer said in the court to the judge. And why he has not been cooperating? Because he's a lawless person. And what is lawlessness? A lawless person makes his law. That is the problem. And this is the sect which is operating. And I call them Aam Arajak Party, not on the basis of this. They are Aam Arajak Party. They don't follow the law, they don't follow the system, and they will create some other theatrics. But this is not going to work. Court functions according to the basis of evidence, and there is an evidence which needs to be probed, which needs to be investigated. That's why the remand has been extended. Now all this electoral bond and this and that is just trying to divert the strategy, because everybody knows that the electoral bonds every party has taken, whichever has taken, it's there in the books. It's the white money. Now if somebody is saying that yes, BJP is doing extortion by taking electoral bond and then giving them advantage, then how come other party are getting it? Then only BJP should have got it. No? So all these frivolous excuses are not going to help Mr. Kejriwal. He is bound to get convicted in this, because there are evidences, and this is, and mind you, this is not the only one scam. There are list of scams which are pending and investigations are going on. So they will have to take it. It cannot work like that.
Mr. Joshi, let me bring you into this conversation. You've been obviously holding up the corner for the Aam Aadmi Party for a while now. So I want to ask you this, because this is an important question. Mr. Kejriwal gets up and makes a revelation which could blow this entire case open. But the court pays no heed, extends his custody by 4 significant days. And if he doesn't cooperate, of course, Mr. Joshi, you know that the ED will come back and make the same plea, saying that we need more days till, in a sense, Mr. Kejriwal cooperates, or we have enough material for him to not deny it offhand. So, Mr. Joshi, why is the court not sympathizing with Mr. Kejriwal or his other lieutenants?
First and foremost, the courts will, we have discussed it a number of times, that the courts will adjudicate according to the law of the land. And when it comes to the PML Act and subsection 45, I'm not a lawyer, but, I've read so much about it. And the amendments done in 2023 makes it almost impossible if the Enforcement Directorate is saying that the so-called accused is not cooperating. So for Enforcement Directorate, an opposition leader's cooperation means that he should, accept that he is guilty. Otherwise, he is not cooperating. It is as simple as that gets. Now, Ajay Alok ji has made, so many tall claims that, Mr. Kejriwal has done that, and it's he's a lawless man and everything. Lawless man means to him that he makes, whatever suits him is the law. So by this definition, I think Prime Minister Modi is the biggest lawless man in the country, because he amended the PMLA Act, he amended the GNCTD Act, and he went back and forth on so many things. Once the Supreme Court adjudicated on those matters, thereafter he misused the Parliament and passed those laws. And those are still under the purview of Supreme Court. The Honorable Supreme Court is still listening to the matter. So that is that. But he did not answer the important question that since Sharath Reddy was one of the prime accused in the matter, Was ED not following the money trail arising out of his own company, a very important company in which he was one of those directors? So, and how did the ED allow this to happen? Did the ED not keep a track on the transaction in the accounts of Aurobindo Pharma? I don't think ED is as lines at the BJP headquarters, and that is the only established money trail in this so-called
Okay, so
liquor
Mr.
scam.
Joshi, you
Rest
say that
everything is alleged.
under the PMLA Act, it's a foregone conclusion. You are guilty unless you prove yourself innocent. So why then does the Aam Aadmi Party and all the other lawyers that are obviously, appearing for the AAP even bother to file these petitions? Then forget it. Sit at home.
Well, it's not like that. It is
What do you
very
mean it's
clear.
not like
But
that?
you
Either
don't
it is
even
like
want us
that
to
or it's
fight.
not like that. I mean, come on.
Baba, Rahulji.
No, but Mr.
You
Joshi,
don't,
this is a bizarre
ultimately,
argument that you're using, that,
It is
oh,
not a
you're
bizarre
condemned
argument.
under the PMLA forever, you
just-
can't
just
come
give
out.
me a
Then why
second.
are these bail applications moved umpteen times by
shouldn't we?
Mr. Sisodia,
Why
Sanjay
shouldn't we?
Singh,
So that
Kejriwal
when-
ji and others?
So that when the final judgment is pronounced, our stand will be vindicated. That what we have been
Oh, I
talking
see.
about
So you're
2
just
years,
going through the
2.5 years down the line.
Viewers,
we were.
I don't know
you don't
if
want us to
people
fight as well.
go to court
You want us to fight
for
as well.
political
So what do you
reasons.
want?
I would think they would go to court to get justice. This is almost sounding like what those 600 lawyers have written in their letter, that there is
That's
political grandstanding that is going on. Anyhow, let me very quickly, okay, the BJP national spokesperson wants to respond very quickly, and I want to open this up. Yes.
I just have two points to make. If law is required for curbing corruptions, then it's the responsibility of the person in the power to make law. That's
Okay.
why you are in government for. It's not for, and law is for everyone, not only for the opposition, it's for the ruling party also and everyone. That's why Modi ji makes laws, and that does not make him a lawless person.
Okay.
Kejriwal is lawless because before becoming
Okay.
CM, he was stealing
been elected
electricity.
to
We have
make
all
laws.
seen.
He's a
And second
legislator
thing,
at the
today
end
in
of
the
the
court,
day.
Today in the
Okay,
court,
okay, let
today
me-
in the court,
Yeah,
Today in the court, Kejriwal now has said to the judge that whatever the money came, it is already spent in the Goa election. So where is the money trail? He himself admitted that.
Okay.
Isn't this true?
Well, look, we are not going to go into the merits. This particular hearing was about giving credible reasons to extend custody. The ED has given several. I can go back into the ED remand note and tell you the 2 or 3 important grounds which might have swayed the judge.